welcome to the CACTV Breakfast show on channel 614 on Moplex Decoder. Do you have a Moplex decoder and you're watching right now? Don't hesitate to share today's program. Share today's program with your friend, as we've got a lot of hot topics to discuss. And as always, you can join in the conversation by dialing the number on the screen. Good morning, how are you doing? I say happy new week to you. May this week bring every good tidings that we have been hoping and praying for. It shall be well with us this year. We will see the goodness of everything created by God this week. And this week shall also submit everything that we have been praying for. It shall submit it unto us. Welcome once again to the show. I am Toke Bravo, and as usual, I have my crew in the house today. I have Caleb, I have Jojo, I have everyone except my darling Peace. Peace is on an official assignment. He might join us before the end of the program, and if not, you get to see him tomorrow. We go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll go straight into the stories that makes the headlines today. We go straight to the Punch newspaper, and here we have removing fuel subsidies saved Nigeria from bankruptcy. The statement came from the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, at the World Economic Forum, where he stated that the removal of fuel subsidy saved Nigeria from going bankrupt, as the country have been able to revive itself from falling. And then he encouraged Samsung to come invest in the country. A lot of more on that story. If you really want to know more about that story, get yourself a Punch newspaper today. It's on the page 9 of the Punch newspaper. Moving ahead, Naira rebounds to 1,275 Naira per dollar at parallel market. You find that on the page 16 of the Punch newspaper. Adenuga at 71. Jack of all trades, master of all. That's celebrating the Glow Master. That's also on the Punch newspaper. Concerning river explosion, FRSC blames drivers as president, governors mount victim. This fire outbreak, we saw the video. It was all over the social media, where people were actually saying that over 4 hours they couldn't get the fire service to come do the needful at the site of the mishap. We pray that the Lord bless the souls of the departed. Concerning petrol scarcity, fuel crisis worsens as depots divert PMS to Abuja. On the radar, we have NNPC ration supply to depot. Other operators to prioritize loading to Abuja. Queue spread in Lagos, Ogun. Others. Station rice pump prices as black market thrives. We are not supposed to be facing this at this time. At the time where the nation is expecting that the price of petrol should come down. At least we have Dangote refinery. We have our Port Harcourt refinery, even though it has not started operation. We believe that things are supposed to take a good turn. But NNPC is saying this is due to logistics. Why didn't they see it ahead of time? What have they been doing to curb this menace? Because we cannot continue like this. Still on the Punch newspaper, man accused of cement theft jumps into Lagos Lagoon, dies. Wow. This is pathetic. Police launch probe as gunmen kill Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator. That also is on the Punch newspaper. Abiodun orders president evacuation after Ogun gas explosion. Moving on to the next paper, we have The Nation. Electricity crisis. Lagos, Edo, Oyo await NERC's nod. Enugu, Ekiti, Ondo blaze the trail. Bandits, terrorists killed 90 policemen in 1 year. How to prevent losing men by Odiro. If you want to know more about that story, please get yourself the Nation newspaper. 90 policemen in 1 year to insecurity. God help Nigeria. Outport single window. Outports single windows policy will boost economy. That's also on the front page of the Nation newspaper. PDP wins all 33 council seats in Oyo. Why we won? This is very, very interesting, and I think this should serve as a green light to the party, to the People's Democratic Party, to do well, come together and be ready for 2027. The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, is actually doing a lot for the state, and a lot of the citizens in Oyo State actually appreciate and always pass his accolades to him. They don't fail to give him his flowers when the time arrives. Anytime they get the opportunity to sing the praise of their governor, they will always do that. And I think this is why his party thrives in the just concluded election. Congratulations to PDP in Oyo State. Shareholders, OK Zenith Bank Holdco structure transition. That's another business for you to understand. If you want to know more about that, it's on the page 5 of the Nation newspaper. Petrol scarcity spreads to Lagos, Oyo, Ondo, Osun, Edo, and others. On the radar, we have marketers resume product lifting from depot. NNPCL, there is sufficient stock. They have always been saying that there is sufficient stock. It's just the logistics. How has the logistics be going before? On the last story on the Nation newspaper, 19 died in Okene Lokoja highway crash. 120 vehicles burnt in Rivers tanker fire. This is a big mishap. I believe all this can actually be avoided. Let's let the drivers take it easy on the road. Let's make sure our vehicles are in a good shape and condition before leaving wherever we are coming from. Before leaving that place, we should ensure that we check the condition of the vehicle we are going to convey with. And then fire service in other parts. Lagos State is always swift when it comes to fire service and their response. Other states should be up and doing, please. The lives of every citizen matters. It matters because this is just a big loss to the country. Moving on, we go straight to the Guardian newspaper. Concerning FX rate harmonization, CBN abandons unification policy, reintroduces discriminatory rates, which means the unification policy is going to be dropped, and then there will be a different rate for different. Wow, this is going. But I have to give it to the CBN governor, going back and forth trying to see what works. Some people may argue that he does not know what he is doing, that he's supposed to go through a policy and that policy stands. But believe me, Nigeria's monetary policies have suffered a lot of hiccups in recent past. So if they try this, it doesn't work, they can also try another until we get it right. As long as we don't sleep, the movement is what matters. We should keep moving, doing the needful until we get the right policies that will work for our country. I pray they succeed. Investors of 15 listed firms to forfeit 2023 dividends. Wow, that's another loss, to forfeit 2023 dividends. If they are not going to get their dividends, why then do they have to invest? Presidential fleet gulps $8 million in 2 years amid safety concern. Presidential fleet has consumed $8 million. Do you think we need this? It was in the news earlier this year that some of the private the presidential fleet jets were going to be sold due to maintenance issues. Now we have $8 million has gone into the maintenance of this fleet. I don't think we need to, we have the money to waste on stuff like this. Gunmen kill Lucky Ayedatiwa campaign coordinator. There has been a lot happening in the political scene in Ondo State, right from the demise of the ex-governor Akeredolu. After his demise, there has been issues with the political scene. In the political scene in Ondo State, Ayedatiwa was striving to become the next governor, to take the seat of his predecessor. There were a lot of issues, there were a lot of back and forth tussle, and now he's on the seat and he's vying to rerun as the governor-elect of the state come November. They did primary. He got the seat as the APC candidate for the next election, the governorship election in Ondo State, and he has just lost his campaign coordinator to gunmen. I believe the police will do their work. God bless the soul of the departed. Mixed reactions trade UK Rwanda asylum operation. If you want to know more about that story, it's in the details is in the Guardian newspaper. The misguided invasion of Oyo State Assembly matters uprising. Get that story also on the Guardian newspaper. Lamido slams northern governors over security meeting in US. We are going to talk about this story later because Sule Lamido is lamenting seriously that why would security meeting be held US and all that. Two notorious drug knights bag life jail for cocaine trafficking is in the Guardian newspaper. You can get more on that story. PDP divided as Oyi group rejects Igodalo. APC kicks as PDP wins all seats in Oyo local government. Another era for lawyers, justice, barristers to win, to get money, like we usually say. If you go to the court, lawyers will actually feed. Moving on to the Nigerian Tribune. Why we ended petrol subsidy. That's on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune, and that statement came from the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Ganduje's probe. Commission of Inquiry holds inaugural session today. National Assembly Constitution Review. That is on the page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune. The National Assembly Constitution Review Committee to meet Tinubu. There's a progress. Senate expresses concern over Naira depreciation. On the radar, we have blames fiscal deficit, fluctuation in crude oil prices. Naira weakens under renewed attack by crypto traders despite $17.93 billion market turnover. So, in one word, Tribune is reporting that the Naira is depreciating again because of cryptocurrencies. PDP declared winner of Oyo local government polls. Gunmen killed Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator. Accident claims 19 lives on Okene-Lokoja Highway. Coastal Road. Affected property owners seek adequate compensation as federal government begins demolition. We will begin payment from Wednesday, says Minister. That's Umahi. One thing is, if you have your complete documents, you are sure to get your compensation from the government. But if you don't have, there is no way you can get anything from the government. And people also should learn to do setback, where it's necessary. God help us. Moving on to the next paper, we have the Vanguard. Sanwo-Olu sacks 425 LWC redundant official. Ondo Guba, Ayedatiwa's campaign coordinator killed by gunmen. And on Edo Guba, why Obi, Shuhai, Ajoto, others are ganging up against Obaseki. That's another story to follow. Zenith Bank shareholders approve transition to Holdco structure. Petrol scarcity will linger 2 more weeks. That's coming from IPMA. As scarcity spreads nationwide, long queues emerge at filling stations. Hawkers sell petrol at 1,000 per litre. Commuters stranded at motor parks. We have adequate stock. That statement is coming from NNPC. Scarcity hurting businesses, transport operators. There is nothing we can do at this time where the transporters cannot get fuel to move their vehicles. There is nothing they can do. Just know that there is going to be an increase in fare, in transportation cost. You should know that. Why Naira depreciated by 23% in 4 days? Currency dealers make that analysis. If you want to get the analysis, is in the Vanguard newspaper. You can get the details there. Lagos Calabar Coastal Highway. Federal government begins enforcement of right of way. Moving on, we have the Daily Independent newspaper. We have a lot of papers today to deal with, so that you can have variety to choose from. Zenith Bank poised for growth as shareholders Holdco structure. Syrup sees NNPC to account for $2.4 billion, 164 billion naira oil revenue. That's also on the Daily Independent newspaper. Nigeria would have gone bankrupt without subsidy cuts. That's coming from Tinubu. Says government prepared for turbulence of subsidy cuts. Naira float. Secures $600 million seaport infrastructure deals. Who's Samsung? I said that earlier that the president actually did a lot in the last World Economic Forum. You can also get the Daily Independent to get details of these stories. Senate worried over Naira depreciation. APC kicks as PDP cancel seats in Oyo local government poll. State police will worsen security situation. That's coming from Suzwan. Please get that story. We all believe that state policing will help security in each state, but this is someone who have a different opinion. Moving on Ondo Guba. Supporters shot dead by unknown gunmen. 19 burnt to death in Kogi auto crash. Shareholders approve Nigerian breweries 600 billion naira capital raising plan. And finally, river crisis. Local government chairman asked court to order state IGP orders to secure them. And these are the papers we have for this morning. We go on a short break. When we come back, we're going straight to the stories that we have for you today.
CACTV, igniting the apostolic fire.
Nigerians this morning. And then we thought he could police sọ̀rọ̀ àwọn lẹ́nu bẹ́ẹ̀bẹ́ẹ́ ẹni tó ti kú yẹn kò lè ronú láyé máa ronú ẹni tó ti kú yẹn ẹgbọ́ kò lè kọrin kò lè ṣàfẹ́ kò lè dúró òkú kí lè tẹ̀mí ẹ̀yin alábẹ́ kì í tó ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ tó
Staying tuned. It's still the breakfast show on your CA channel, Mopless 614. Yes, we're still here and we're going to talk about some other stories that we have for you today in details. The president during the weekend talked about the subsidy removal at the World Economic Forum, where he said that the removing of the free subsidy saved Nigeria from bankruptcy. He went further to say that Nigeria would have gone bankrupt if his administration had not discontinued fuel subsidy payment. He said though the policy came with economic pains, it was in the best interest of Nigerians. Tinubu spoke at the special World Economic Forum in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Upon assuming office last year May, Tinubu implemented the discontinuance of subsidies on petrol as prescribed by the immediate past administration of Muhammadu Buhari. He said the move would save the government money for infrastructural expansion. However, this move sparked collateral instability in the valley of the Naira and heaped hardship on Nigerians as food prices soared. At the World Economic Forum, Tinubu argued that removing the petrol subsidy was a necessary action for my country not to go bankrupt and to reset the economy towards growth. Acknowledging the difficulty posed by the decision, the Nigerian leader told attendees that his government implemented parallel arrangements to cushion the impact on vulnerable citizens. At the World Economic Forum, the reason I chose this story is because the president actually have a view of what he is doing, that this country would have gone into bankruptcy. We might be suffering from the level at which we have borrowed, and if the fuel subsidy was not dealt with, by now it might have been another story. But to the citizens, do you think they will agree with it? Because a lot of citizens felt like, why not leave this subsidy, continue to subsidize the fuel, so that we will not experience all this hardship that we are facing, that we are currently facing. The prices of food is skyrocketing on a daily. Even though at the time when the Naira appreciated, before we start seeing this backslide of the Naira now, it still did not affect the prices of food in the market. So the argument is, do you think they should continue with this fuel subsidy thing? Some people believe that it's too late to go back. We are already on it. We should face it and battle it to finish. But there's something that I love about this World Economic Forum, where the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, encouraged Samsung to come invest in technology here in Nigeria. The president boasted about Nigerian youths. He boasted about Nigerian youths, how resilient they are, how they are not dependent on the government to provide for them. They are always looking for ways and means to grow. I love that part because it shows that the president, the administration of this country, ruling this country right now, knows the worth of its citizens and how much they are independent and not relying on government to do all things for them. You know, formally they will say go and source, don't rely on the government, even though we are not relying on the government. The truth is that no Nigerian, no average Nigerian does not rely on the government for anything. What we are expecting of them is what a rational government should do, even without being asked. The likes of healthcare, improvement on healthcare facilities, road infrastructural facilities, including road, hospitals, and name it, so that life can be better. Nigerian does not wait for government to pay them before they try to get what they are going to eat. The government of Nigeria does not pay child care like other senior clients pays. No one is expecting the government, but I actually was really glad when I heard the president talked about this, that the youth of Nigeria are vibrant, which is different from the narrative that Nigerian youths are lazy, like the former administration. You know, former President Muhammadu Buhari particularly said that the Nigerian youths are lazy. But the truth is that this present administration believes in the youth, and they are encouraging investors to come invest here so that this vibrant youth can tap into these opportunities to excel. He said a lot of things in this World Economic Forum that they just had. If you want to know a lot about it, you can always Google, you can always read through, get your newspapers, and also to check all these things that he said about the country. Another progress that I love about the president is that he is always using his initiative to call in investors, selling the face of Nigerians in a new dimension. You know, Nigerians have been believed to be a country where nothing happens other than scam. Some people still believe that all Nigerians are scam. You get to a place as a Nigerian with your green passport, people start to fidget around you. They start being skeptical, like, this is a Nigerian. Am I safe? Will I not lost any of my things? But we have a government that is trying to change that narrative. And I believe that as Nigerians, we have our own shortcomings, we have our own way of criticizing and putting the government on their toes. But I believe that with this zeal of the present administration to get investors to come into the country, we will do better. We will do better. That's the story on that. Let's go on another break. When we come back, we have more stories for you.
You know, I noticed something earlier this morning. I noticed that today is almost like a national day of praise. Almost in every assembly in an average church in Nigeria today is having either a praise program, a Thanksgiving program, a carol program today. It is worthy of notice. So because today in several places for the country, the altar of praise is being raised. It is better you key into that movement. Oh yeah, that's only not to make the team go to team.
Welcome back. We're talking about the fuel scarcity. Even though the NNPC maintained that there is enough stock of PMS, which is the petrol motor spirit, that they have enough, but logistics is the problem. If logistics is the problem, what is the NNPCL doing about that? It's on the headline of the news today that we have to wait for like 2 weeks more, which means that we have to experience this scarcity for 2 more weeks to deal with this first scarcity. I think by now we are supposed to have gone past this era of fuel scarcity. It's just like you having a barn of yam behind your house, but you cannot feed. You have a variety of farm produce, but you cannot eat. That is what we are experiencing now. Even though we have all this oil, we have petrol, we have oil, we still have to suffer for it. NNPC can do better. They can do better. Just as it is written here, despite claims by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited that the logistics issues causing fuel scarcity had been addressed, Nigerians in Lagos and other parts of the country were still struggling to get premium motor spirit, as many filling stations remained under lock and key throughout the weekend. Lagos and other parts of the southwest like Ogun, Oyo, Osun and others, because there was a directive by the NNPCL that fuel tanker trucks must first service the Federal Capital Territory before any other place. This is it. Okay, Abuja has always been a preferred location in everything. In election, it has to be Abuja. Now we are facing issues of fuel. It still has to do with Abuja. Abuja has to get it first. Abuja has to get it first. Is there no way they can just ration this thing and then make sure that it gets to every state? NNPC has to do better. They has to do better concerning this logistics issue. We cannot continue like this. Imagine people wants to go to work, and because of the hike in transport fare, they can't get to work on time. Some people might even lose their job at this time because of all this crisis here and there in the country. We should be up and doing, as some private owned firms will not want to listen. Once you have a job, you have to do it. You have to look for means to deliver. But here are constraints bringing people backwards. NNPC should please do better. They should please do better. They should please do better, because it's no longer getting funny. It's no longer getting funny as people get to the fuel stations, but they can't get fuel. They cannot buy. The places are locked up. No one is actually enjoying free flow. You go in, you buy, and then you come back. You go where you want to go. But right now in Lagos State, a lot of fuel stations are locked because they don't even have the stock to sell. But I believe that they have told us that we have to go through this in another 2 weeks. Let's see what happens after 2 weeks. Let's see what happens after 2 weeks. On the issue of security, the northern states are actually working on some things to better their lot, but then it's not okay with some of their brothers. I have a story here which is making rounds right now, but we go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk about it. Thank you for staying tuned. If you're just joining us, this is the CA Breakfast show on your darling 614 channels on Moreplex. To get to watch this program on a daily, you have to tune in to Moreplex channel 614 on every Monday to Friday 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. We are always seated here to just talk about the state of the nation, every trending stories, entertainment, politics, name it, you have it on this program. And if you're just joining us, we're going to talk about security issues. The ex-governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, has described the travel of 3 state governors to the United States of America to attend a lecture at the American Institute for Peace titled Advancing Stability in Northern Nigeria, as not a wasteful use of resources but rather an advance of shame and embarrassment beyond the country's frontier. Lamidos made this known on his Facebook page. However, he blamed the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the NIA for failing to properly guide the governors in this folly. It will be recalled that 3 state governors from the north traveled decently to the United States of America on the above issue. Lamido, who was a former foreign affairs minister during former President Olusegun Obasanjo's tenure, added that their concern, commendable as it were, ended up exposing their ignorance of understanding the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the very instrument that gave them legitimacy and authority to be governors. He, however, stated that if the governors had traveled to the US to engage on how to boost agriculture, health issues, or any other pressing local problems listed on the concurrent list of our Constitution, this could be quite understandable. But to engage on issues that are on the exclusive legislative list, such as social security, which is very wide subject, the excellencies must have the capacity to grasp. If the governors were serious and wanted to have a lecture on security, they need not have embarked on a such wasteful journey with the accompanying expenditures of flight tickets, hotels with all their aids, and above all, the valuable time wasted at the expense of running their states. Certainly, they could have gotten more than they wanted from our resourceful institutions such as NIPSS in Kuru Jos, ASCON in Badagry, or even NIA. He is actually criticizing these governors for traveling abroad to study and understand how they can curb the insecurity menace in their states. But do you think he is right? Don't you think these governors just got fed up with the system, with the in-house system that they have been using, and they think of trying something new? I don't see the reason why they can't travel abroad to learn maybe new techniques, new ideas, why they should come together and help the northern states. You will agree with me that the issue of insecurity in the northern space is becoming appalling. It's no longer news. We have seen a lot of massacre going on in that aspect of the country. So if these people have been using the internal security agencies and their means to curb this thing, and they are not actually getting what the desired results that they have always wanted, I for one do not think it is right for the ex-governor of Jigawa, Lamido, to come talk about them like this. That Sule Lamido saying that they are not supposed to waste resources, they are not supposed, this is a good cause. No matter how you think that they are not supposed to go over to that place to get this studies that they deem fit, I still believe that it's not a waste. I still believe it's not a waste. But in all, our government should not focus only on the economic part of this country. We know they are trying, like I always say on this program, we expect more of them, but we cannot say they are not doing their bit. But we need them to do more, especially spread it out to the aspect of insecurity. One of the reasons that have been speculated to be the reasons why there are a lot of bandits in the northern part of the country is because of the natural resources that these bandits, terrorists come along to mine and steal from people. After doing all this, they still kill and kidnap them. The government should be up and doing and bring lasting solutions to all this menace. I pray for Nigeria this morning that we get a better, a saner, and a safer climb here in Nigeria. I pray that as one body, one flesh, and one people, we will overcome all these obstacles that is trying to bring us down. I am Toke Bravo. I'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same station. Thank you for watching today.
face your neighbor now, so you ask that neighbor now. Ever the one is being said, she's not bad. Ever so much I've been very bad. I don't say that. I say that. I say that. I guess so for me. I'm very blind. I said, your money now in that jẹ́ kó o mọ̀ bàbá jó lọ títí láíláí ọlọ́run kò ní jó kú ọ. Pẹ̀lú ẹni tí mò ń gbé yìí kódà mo ti mọ̀ pé wọ́n yọ sẹ́sàn fún wa lọ́rùn ìgbà náà sọ̀rọ̀. Nígbà mo sọ pé mo ti mọ̀ pé gbogbo ẹ̀yìn tẹ́ ẹjọ́ dáadáa láàárọ̀ yìí yìí ń sọ fún bàbá nígbà tí mo yẹ bá ti tò lẹ́nu ọ̀nà sórí mi ó ti wà ní olé. As boys. Ṣé ẹ̀rọ gẹ́gẹ́ bí boys àbó ti wà ní olé tó ní ìjà náà sọ pé pásítọ̀ alẹ́sìn ẹgbẹ́ wọn wọlé ọlọ́run kò ṣe é ló kọ yín. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn abẹ́jọ́ wọn dà ní ó fi tó tó ní àwọn àti tó gbogbo àwọn tẹ́tí tó bọ́dà tó kè láti rí. Bàbá mi kẹsàlẹ̀ máa mú èyí wọlé wọ́n bá fà ní wọlé ni. Bàbá mi ẹ máa tẹ́sí sà bàbá mi ẹ bá sáàsì ẹ̀fẹ́ gbogbo àwọn sí èsì sára tì ẹ kó wọn bọ̀ ẹ bá wọn àwọn wọlé. Mo tẹ̀ láyé bàbá yìí wọ́n ti kíláàsì kò nílẹ̀ wọ́n ti wọ́n dúró èrè nílẹ̀ nílẹ̀ láti máa ti ń wulẹ̀ gbé yín wọlé. Wọ́n ní sẹ́bi mo gbé wọn kọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ executive làwọn mo ti jóye jọ̀bọ̀ hallelujah. Àlàyé ọkọ̀ mélòó ló ń bẹ níbi tó jẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ lókè. The Bible says that everything that has breath praise the Lord. And what I took from that scripture is that the one major characteristic of a living thing is whatever praises God. Ṣé mo gbà? Ṣé wọ́n ní ibi tẹ́tí àbúkọ́dá ṣe science in school? That's the characteristics of living things. Number one, kí ni sà? Movement. Me go pariwo. Any praise that does not involve body movement is not complete, sir. Check it correct. You are praising God, you are not moving. You don't know why. Mi ò gbọ́ yẹn máa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè dáadáa mi ò gbọ́ kọ́tà ẹ̀ sọ. Bóyá ká wá sókè ìwà tó bá já láyé ọkàn, wà lọ wá jó tó nítumọ̀. Ẹja kọrin, ẹ máa ní living things. I am a living thing. the dance of testifiers. Yo, I said this is the session we are doing the dance of testifiers. Oh yeah, testifiers. Don't can you do that? One of the fire and pastor is the testimony of the teacher. No, so I never do anything. I'm about to go over this woman. So I just think of the Lord is the Almighty. So I mean, mo fẹ́ fún wa ní òjé kan òjé ni o. Jẹ́ ẹni tí ẹ bá ní nǹkan kankan tí ò tó lọ́wọ́ yín ẹ má pọ̀ sílẹ̀ ẹ̀yẹ kékeré yẹn lọ́wọ́ báyìí ẹ wá nà sókè bí eléyìí sí Olúwa kẹ wá dúpẹ́ lé lórí. And the power of God to turn insufficiency into surplus. Ó máa rẹ̀ jù nítorí ọ̀dọ̀ Jésù Olúwa ni mo ti kọ́ yẹn. Jésù kó àkàndá márùn-ún àti ẹja pẹ́pẹ́ méjì lọ́wọ́. Ó kó ìṣòro lọ́wọ́. Ìṣòro tí ò mọbi tó máa gbé gbà. And Jesus raised it up and gave thanks. And the Bible told us.
CACTV, igniting the apostolic fire.